I don't know how you guys feel about mock drafts this time of year, but to me, they tend to get really annoying and they lack no meaning whatsoever. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're looking at these mock drafts, free agency is about to open up next week. You don't know which players are going to be released. You don't know which teams are going to go after which players in free agency, which is definitely going to switch up their draft board. And then for Detroit Lions purposes, when you're looking at mock drafts all off season long, the players that they have projected to go 29 of the Detroit Lions, some of these mock drafts have them going in the top 10. So I'm all confused. Which prospects do I look at? Which prospects do I get excited about for the Detroit Lions? That's why I wish more mock drafts would come out after the combine and more mock drafts would come out after free agency, so you can really know what team is going to go after which player and what players to really get excited about. But this is all happening this week. The combine just finished up. Free agency is about to open up next week. It's going to be a busy couple weeks for this Detroit Lions team. And speaking of the combine, there was rumors and news coming out of the combine that the Detroit Lions are looking to add a high-end cornerback number one, either via trade or through free agency. If you're looking through trade, that's probably what I would do, because you're probably going to have to give up a couple draft picks. But to me, what are draft picks right now when you can add an impact player like that to your secondary, which was one of the biggest positions of need? I would definitely do this. If you have to give up a third, fourth, third, and a fifth, I'm all here for it. To definitely go add L'Jarius Sneed or a Marshawn Latimer or a Carlton Davis. Those are three names that came up that the Detroit Lions could trade for if they're really serious about adding a cornerback number one to the secondary to move Cam Sutton over to the cornerback number two. And we just signed Emmanuel Mosley back to a one-year deal yesterday. He's recovering from 2 ACL, so we have no clue what he's going to be like. That's why it's a one-year deal. So if you go add Sneed, Latimer, Carlton Davis, you put them at cornerback one, you move Cam Sutton over to cornerback two, then when Emmanuel Mosley, he could come back, ease into it, and hopefully he can pick up right where he left off. That would be ideal, but we'll see what happens. And through free agency, some names to keep an eye on is Stephon Gilmore, Kendall Fuller, or Chidobe Awuzie. Those are three players I wouldn't mind adding to this Detroit Lions secondary, but again, I think they go hand in hand with the same talent level as Cam Sutton. Let me know what you guys think about that. Now let's talk about mock drafts. Post-combine mock drafts. This is where you can really get a feel about which team's looking for what players or what positions they're looking for. And you can see which players rose, which players fell after the combine. So with one of the mock drafts, they had the Detroit Lions. We already talked about this player in mock drafts before. Ennis Racketstraw Jr. out of Missouri. He's a Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes type of guy. He's a culture guy. He's physical, and he's competitive. That's all you could ask for out of a corner, but he ran a 4.5. A little bit on the slower end for a corner with these receivers running 4.4s, 4.3s, 4.2s nowadays. And then this is a player, if they go get a high-end cornerback through trade, through free agency, or whatever they decide to do at the cornerback position, if this player is there for them to select him at 29, I'm all here for it, because he grew up a Lions fan and he's from Southfield. You already know with Aiden Hutchinson, you know you want to change the culture. You want players to come in here to fit your culture. He's going to come in here and play for the team he grew up idolizing. That's what I've always wanted to do. That's been my dream. If I got drafted by the Lions, I would be dreaming to bring that team a Super Bowl. So I wouldn't be mad about drafting Darius Robinson. He had 8.5 sacks last year, and he ran a 4.9 40. That's all you need. Him on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson. But like I said, we'll see what happens after free agency. Are these players going to be there? And this goes back to my original point of mock drafts really being annoying. Nate Wiggins, projected to us through Bleacher Report to go to us at 29. He ran a 4.28 40. That's really fast, and that's going to have teams jumping on the bit to go get him. And he's a defensive coordinator's dream because he's very talented and his traits. So I don't understand how he's going to fall, or how he's going to fall from 20 when some of these mock drafts have him going number 12, number 14, number 15, number 16. That's just what my gripe is, and that's what my beef is with some of these mock drafts. You have no clue if Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell is going to be cornerback one. You have no clue if Nate Wiggins is going to be cornerback one. So it's extremely frustrating what cornerbacks are going to be there. But again, if we are adding a high-end cornerback number one through free agency or through the draft or through trade, you're not really going to have to worry about cornerbacks. But I would just like to have an idea of prospects, who the Detroit Lions are going to be looking at. That's just my whole gripe with it. That's just a little vent. Hope you guys were able to make it to the end of the video. One Pride, I'm getting really excited. This next week and a half is going to be really busy for the Detroit Lions. We're going to add some talent to this team. Like the video, comment down below what you think the Detroit Lions are going to do through the draft and free agency. comment, subscribe, do what you got to do to keep helping this channel grow. And I really appreciate you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.